Hoi hoi, this is Mega Nikoi, and as you can see, I am in Genshin Impact. Right now, right here. And while I play some stuff, I'm also going to show you some stuff. So, this video is not centered on Genshin Impact, while it is centered on some news about Genshin Impact. And about, well, the lack of what I would call endgame. Or better to say, a lack of more endgame. Because there has been this interview that has been done, and as far as I can see it's on Gamespot, as far as I can remember. It's on Gamespot. Oh, this is Ailey. So, yeah, and the biggest news is we're not going to get more endgame, more competitive endgame, permanent endgame, better to say. Not talking about limited events, limited time events, etc. Where you can, well, test your metal against all kinds of enemies that are greatly enhanced. I'll show you the article. Oh no, it's always one dumb hilly shell. Yeah. Where did it come from? Where did it go? I don't know. Maybe it's Cotton Eye Joe. That's an oldie. Okay, so that is so this is Sumaru? Okay. Anywho, I'm gonna show you. Well, this is some synthwave. And you can see it. I'll link it in the video on YouTube. Currently, I am speaking live on Twitch. Let's go to the article. Genshin Impact developers talk endgame content and welcoming newcomers. We spoke with the developers behind Genshin Impact to learn more about what's coming after version 3.1. And this is from October 1st, 3 days ago. And it was only today that this blew up. I've seen Curiosity talk about this, Erotic Vulvas, Tectone. Mtash has said that he is really disappointed and considering quitting the game. This doesn't really bode well. Well, you can read the article for yourself, so I will skip this. This is about this. Ethan Anderson was talking with some of Hoyo versus developers, or I would say Hoyo's developers. Blah 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 to the end of blah blah blah. This is the big one. Currently, the Spiral Abyss is the only true endgame content for players at high adventure ranks. Are there any plans to release new permanent endgame content in the same vein as the Spiral Abyss? Well, that's a question that even I have, because, well, I will wait with the answer. But yeah, I as a not totally casual but not totally competitive or hardcore player, yeah, I would like some permanent endgame content that is as difficult or maybe even more difficult than Spiral Abyss, and that should be permanent. And well, it would be nice if it would have a bit of a roguelike semi-random nature to it. Would be nice. To test the power and the mettle of our teams. But yeah, you know, it would be nice. Maybe even try it with your friends. Would be nice. But yeah, let's go to the answer. The Spiral Abyss is one of the most effective ways for players to test out their party composition and combat strength. If we design another type of permanent endgame that is similar to the Spiral Abyss, it might end up creating excessive anxiety for our players. Not everyone is interested in Musgrave, which is the location of the Spiral Abyss. Just like the Genius Invocation TCG that we unveiled in the special program for version 3.2, we are also working on designing more interesting gameplay in the future. As an open world game, Genshin Impact has a natural compatibility with various types of gameplay, which gives us confidence in the long-term operation. Yeah, let me formulate some thoughts on this. It might end up creating excessive anxiety for our players. I would suggest those players, those who are not interested in the most difficult content, just skip it. And for Hoyo, yeah, giving out some visibly low rewards. Actually, low rewards, low first time rewards, and then each time you do it again, you get no reward, like the Spiral Abyss. But then, yeah, testing your teams, testing the power of them. Well, how about you do not implement a time limit? How about you make it ever increasingly difficult? Maybe certain choices that one can make. Maybe certain challenges. There are so many things that Hoyo could implement that would make this new permanent endgame different from the Spiral Abyss. Because protecting a ley line monolith, or just trying to kill everything within 3 minutes or less for floors 11 and especially 12. Yes, it is a challenge, but at times it's not as fun as just, for instance, pitting your team against well, level, shall I say, 150 Primo Bishop. I wonder what kind of teams one would build for that, if it is even possible. Maybe have some rankings. But yeah, those who are not interested in this kind of challenge, currently the Spiral Abyss, well, those people, avoid it. I mean, there are a lot of players who, for instance, barely do anything with the Serenity pot. Think, yeah, you know what, it's not all nice and whatever. There are a lot of players even who don't care about the teapot. I don't know how many, maybe 5%, 10%, 15%. There are also a lot of players who do use the Serenity pot, but barely do anything with it other than a bit of decoration and using it for its functionality, like the guy. And then there are those who actually really decorate it in some kind of style and enjoy it. Yeah, what is... Let's go to Genshin Impact itself. Let's do some stuff that I did want to do. Yeah, what is there to do? I mean, one thing that we can do, for instance, not everyone is doing, for instance, the Hangouts. I've done nearly every one of them, except for the Hazo and Cookie ones. But yeah, I would say not everyone is interested in doing these Hangouts. I do them to get myself some primo gems. And at times they are actually quite nice. I liked the beta one. The Ningguang one was... gem was reasonable. Go wrong. Or better to say, Miss Hina? Oh yeah, I do remember Sayus. I remember all of them, but yeah, not all of them were absolutely the best ones. And not everyone does the story quests, etc. And I'm quite sure there are a lot of players that think, well, there are some players that will think that the Aranara story quests were kind of tedious and uninteresting. I mean, there are even those players who for instance, did the exploration quest, world quest in, the desert region of Sumeru. And they hated it because, well, they wanted to get some scarabs for Sino, and, well, they got interrupted by the whole story quest. Yeah. And doing all of these things in events is also not for everyone. So the whole anxiety issue for people who do not want to do hardcore combat mechanics, well, I think that's bullshit. I mean, of course there's a bit of anxiety if you, for instance, do your dailies and weeklies and you want to get your battle pass in time, etc. And you have a lot of things to do in Genshin Impact. That's true, and at times, I mean, I've had some anxiety and some... No, not really anxiety, but more rage. Well, not being able to 36-star Abyss. So yeah, there's that. I do understand what they mean. You either you do not want to be confronted with certain content that actually makes one feel unworthy, but on the other hand, I mean, just like I can not go to a university and study all kinds of really difficult and complex math problems and theoretical and analytical math. Well, it's the same here. I mean, if one doesn't want to have the additional burden of trying to 36-star Abyss over and over and over and over and over and over again, or better to say, first to reach it and then try to 36-star over and over and over again. There's no need to. And for instance, getting the battle pass each day, logging in and doing the daily commissions is not necessary. It's just something that one can do. Of course, one wants more primo gems, so they are, and more riches. and more of well, all the other materials here, but yeah, you get the blue wishes from the free part of the battle pass, and the Gnostic hymn, which does feature primo gems and pink wishes. Yeah, that's paid. But yeah, I mean, first gotta finish the battle pass, then collect the rewards, and then think and mull it over if one actually wants to get the paid part of the battle pass. And with regards to, for instance, doing the daily check-in with the mail stuff, etc., also all optional. Doing the commissions, all optional. Doing supposedly fun events, or like here. I mean, even here. I mean, I was a bit confused by this secure funds. This, what was it even? Charity and creativity. This whole managing stores thing. I thought there was a certain amount of rounds of turns that one had, and then within that time frame, one had to get to 1 million for the earning goals. But that's wrong. You get all the time you need, as long as you get to that goal of 1 million. But anywho, yeah, that gave me some anxiety. And yeah, I really don't I don't really like this event. And in the past I had some other events that I did that I didn't like, and even in the Golden Apple Archipelago, the second one, there was a lot that I didn't like. The first one was kind of nice. Nicer because it was something really nice and exciting, and yeah, I got myself that C1 Kazuha at that time, which was really enjoyable. This doesn't really, yeah, the shop colors really doesn't get my interest that much. I do like the story quests at some times, not always. If there's a lot of a lot of incessant yammering from Paimon, I just think, oh no. And if the story goes not, I don't mean childlike, but more childish, then I just think, oh god. Yeah. So, how should I say this? Yeah, there's a lot that I don't like in this game that doesn't really interest me that much, but I do it because of the rewards. I mean, there are a lot of people who will... Ooh, let's avoid that stuff. I don't want to do a big fight here. So yeah, the whole stuff about the anxiety, I think this is just a cop-out. I think Hoyo just doesn't want to do more content because they have changed the original plans for this game. I think in the beginning it was actually planned to it was a plan for them to add more combat-oriented stuff. I think they in the beginning thought, yeah, this is going to be a really big. The goal of this game is going to be really combat-oriented. And then the game was so successful, and there were a lot of players coming in that they, thought, you know what? Now we can get more and more people in. And I think a lot of people did complain about the stress that maybe Spiral Abyss and some of the content gives them, and that it's kind of pain in the ass actually upgrading your account and working within the game itself. I mean, you can do it for free. Let's turn down the music a bit. Yeah. But yeah, the thing is that I think they underestimated the popularity of this game among the more casual crowd, and there's a lot of people who have never really played gacha games in the first place, and yeah, I think they did ramp up the difficulty of the game in general in Inazuma, but I think a lot of players just thought, you know what, this is a bit of a difficulty hike, and I will agree, yes. Although samurai dudes were actually kinda hard to beat, and still they're kind of difficult to beat. They are kind of tough as nails, especially those kairagi, the big ones. The big dudes. Yeah. They're not just lowly treasure hoarders or some dumb mita-trolls that can be knocked over like nothing. They're nothing. They're not stupid heli-trolls that get caught in Venti's black hole and get juggled around and die in a jiffy. Yeah, so I do think there's a lot of stuff that they are currently adding in order to accommodate for the lowest common denominator. And also, I think, well, there's a lot of resource diversion going on from this game into, well, Tears of Themis, Honkai Impact 3rd, Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, and some other projects that they are having. They are nice pet projects. And that is true. And actually I don't mind that in and of itself, but yeah, as Genshin Impact has, well, gained billions of dollars for Hoyo. Oh my. It would be nice if they would reward the loyal, hardcore player base with some really good and durable endgame, other than just Spiral Abyss. I mean, Spiral Abyss currently is in a reasonably good place. But yeah, as Mtash and Erotic Aurors and Tectone and Enviosity and other players, Genshin YouTubers have said, yeah, I can go to Spiral Abyss, but yeah, you know what, I can't really totally test my teams to their furthest capabilities to really optimize my teams and see what happens, to really test the different ways of building characters and teams to the breaking points. Like, for instance, at certain levels of enemies, I'm quite sure that dishing out more damage is good, but if you have no time limit, yeah, durability and shielding and healing and actually being able to dodge some attacks is quite important than just dishing out damage ASAP. having a high DPS isn't that important. Especially if the mobs get really tanky and slowly but surely dish out more and more damage. I think that's really interesting to find out how that actually works. Which teams are then the most meta in that situation, because currently we have DPS oriented Spiral Abyss. Yeah, I want to know if the way I, for instance, build my teams is actually a bit more appropriate for a survivability style that fits an ever-increasing level, dungeon domain. But yeah, Hoyo says, yeah, you know what? Go screw yourself there in the corner, you dumb hardcore players. Don't scare off the newcomers. Don't scare off the poor casuals. That's dumb. That's a really dumb mindset to have. And this is not about theory crafting. Theory crafting is about making the best characters, building the best characters and teams that you can with what you've got. That's what theory crafting is for. And optimization within theory crafting, theory crafting is telling you what you can do if you have certain goals, and the optimization can be on DPS, can be on survivability, can be on ult spamming, whatever. Yeah, I think this is a real big loss here. They're really letting this game fall a bit to the side. I mean, they could invest a bit more money into this game. And yeah, this lack of investment, this lack of care for this game in some ways actually shows itself. I mean, our anniversary rewards also show this, together with this. Oh no, this is not good. I'm not saying that the game will fail immediately, but I think if this goes on, the community will shrink quite significantly. Maybe it will take a few months. But I think if Mtest quits Genshin or diminishes his frequency of Genshin-related YouTube videos, and if Tectone and Erotic Volvers and other YouTube creators just think, yeah, you know what, I'm also going to decrease the frequency of what I produce for what I produce for Genshin content, yeah, it will have its impact on the popularity of this game and also on the viability of this game long term. Well, I'm quite sure they are going to regret this. Saying this. This is not. I mean, let me say it this way. There is still a bit of a chance that they may add some significant endgame combat system where you can test your teams, maybe, but not like Spiral Abyss. That is one thing. But let's say they actually really don't want to make anything more hardcore combat oriented, like I think they originally did want to do, but considering the reaction on how the toughness and hardness on how Inazuma fared, and yeah, the reactions on that, yeah, I would say they lost their goal. I think they should implement some really hardcore endgame. For the sake of their own game, for the sake of their own revenue, etc. I mean, oh, the excessive anxiety, players not wanting to play that. Yeah, but there's a lot of players who absolutely hate the story, who hate some other stuff, as I've already told, as I've already pointed out. I mean, I don't. There's a lot that I don't really like, but I do it because I do still want the rewards. I still really like playing this game. I don't mind doing the dailies. I don't mind walking around deserts and picking up some knockoff Kabutos in the sand. Yeah, but let's just leave it for what it is. Oh yeah, the whole Genius Invocation TCG, I don't know how good it will be. I mean, as a collectible, as a TCG player, someone who plays Magic the Gathering, and specifically Elder Dragon Highlander / Commander, I hope it will be good. But we'll see. And we'll see also what other stuff they have planned for the future regarding different gameplay. Oh, this one is actually kind of hilarious of a question. Genshin Impact is going into year 2 with an ever-expanding roster. Some older characters might get left behind as power creep settles in and newer characters become much stronger choices. Gotta drink some water. Is there a plan in place to potentially upgrade older characters and make them more viable? How should I say this? In the past few patches, the power level of new 5-stars and especially 4-stars has been a bit on the more lower side. Notable exceptions are Yalan, I'm going to go to my to look at the character archive. So, notable exceptions are Yalan. Not any of you two, because while Ayato is good, he's not broken. He's not. I think he's not as strong and good as Yalan is. And Yaimiko, while Dendro has made her significantly more viable, she's still not as good as, for instance, Fischl. Maybe as good, maybe a bit more good. I don't know. I haven't gotten her. I don't care. Maybe in the future. Maybe. Maybe Ayato. Maybe Shenhe. Shenhe is strong in her niche. Hataki Ito. Yeah. Kokomi is quite decent. I would say the one of the stronger characters is yet another Archon. And Ayaka, Kazuha, but yeah, it's been quite some time. Even Sino, he's not. Sino's actually decent as far as I have seen and watched, but he's not that great. So I don't know why this interview would think this way. Most likely he does not. I don't think he really plays the game. or is not well versed in the game, but let's look at the answer. If a character is only assessed by a single dimension of numerical strength, power creep could indeed be an issue. It isn't. No, it isn't. Actually, the trend is downward. It's more like, yeah, it is power creep in the wrong direction. Power loss more like it. However, in Genshin Impact, the rules of gameplay are more impactful than how strong a character is. That's true. But yeah, for DPS characters, damage dealers, having higher DPS is a higher damage output is actually what they're rated for. And those who are not on the DPS spectrum are either healers, shielders, and or buffers, or in some other way support, maybe even batteries, and element appliers. So therefore, new battlegrounds, new challenge levels, or even new team builds all have potential to bring new life to existing content. And to some extent, that's actually true, because Cookie Shinobi has been upgraded a tad. It's due to Dendro. Yaimiko has been upgraded. I don't know about Ayato. I think he's also still a bit stronger, but he was already okay. Thomas has found a bit of a niche, is a bit better now. Goro still does Goro things in Geo teams. Yoimiya works still quite fine. Who was actually upgraded? Oh yeah, Lisa in Dendro reaction teams. Razor, no, not really. Vado, but she always was actually quite good. Visual, Chinchu, yep. And Bandit, the usual suspects. Changyun has... Well, Cashing has actually gotten a boost due to Dendro, so she's a bit more viable. You would guess, as far as I've seen from other YouTubers that play Genshin, she's more on par with Diluc. But yeah, Diluc was already strong by himself, so she caught up due to Dendro. Yeah. So in that sense, yeah, that's true. But those are old characters, which were already kind of on the better side of the power spectrum. But yeah, current new 4-star and even 5-star characters are actually more niche, in many ways even weaker than before, and yeah, we're having a bit of a power fall off. I think this has to do with the unwillingness of Hoyo introducing more endgame, this even more difficult endgame content. Let's sneak past. The thing is that, especially when you consider that there's an ever-expanding roster of characters. Oof. Oh, don't go near me. Please stay away. Yeah, in the light of the ever-increasing character roster, there's a lot of 4-stars and also 5-stars that get more difficult to collect for newer players, which in turn will, for instance, go for a Raiden Shogun or a Kazuha, Ayaka. Let's see what. Let's see again the character arc. Ayaka, well, maybe Shinna, Kokomi. Yoimiya, Eula, Hu Tao, Zhao, Tatalia, Zhongli, all the nice old characters that are not standard but are 5 stars. And in the meantime, all kinds of 4 stars are accompanying them, even 4 stars that are more of a recent origin and who are in many ways inferior to the previous versions, the better 4 stars from the earlier period of the game, which means that newer players will have a more difficult time getting strong teams. So in that sense, Spiral Abyss will stay quite challenging for newer players, or even get more challenging. But older players like me and the YouTubers who are spent out oh, what the? Okay, what is this? Okay, is this? Let's not talk about this yet. But yeah, we are getting the shaft because well, I won't be spending much more into this game because there's no reason for me. So yeah, if I go away, no. Oh, come on. No. Oh, come on. But yeah, I won't be spending so much. But yeah, newer players will most likely spend for all kinds of 5 stars, most likely, and some 4 stars. Yeah. And I think that's the direction that Hoyo is going for. It's not even to help the casual player. It's more like weakening the overall new 4 stars and 5 stars in some ways. Not totally weakening them. More making them more niche, a bit less powerful than previously, and then keeping the old, strong, powerful characters around in order to get newer players to wail on them. So, there will be a decreased overall power level for players playing this game, because new players will be less able to get strong characters to, for instance, well, 5 stars mostly C0 or C1. And the 4 stars, well, getting them to C6, oh, that's difficult now. Yeah. I think that's what the plan is with regards to new accounts. So in that sense, the whole experience of Genshin Impact for, well, the old players, players from from the beginning of the game. And I am also one of those. What is that? That's a Sumta beast. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, let's see if I can put on some more music, because yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. Why not? Yeah, some of this. That's also good enough. I hope you like it. Yeah, so I think that's a plan, and well, the experience is different for us. We've had the good golden old days with the strong characters. Of course, they will come back. Zhongli will come back. Kazuha will come back. Raiden will come back. All the golden old and strong characters, the 5 stars, will come back. But yeah, getting let's see, the strong 4 stars from the golden olden days, like Sucrose, Shinchu, Bennett, Schilling, Diona, Fischl, well, not you, Kaya. I will say also to some extent. Beidou. Yeah, getting those characters is quite more difficult, and especially the starter 4 stars like Amber, Gaia, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa's also 4 star. She's also quite difficult to get. Noelle is also a bit difficult to get. And Noelle is also pretty strong. It's more difficult for newer players, and right now getting the strong, powerful, golden 4 stars and getting them to C6 where applicable. So yeah, it's a different experience. It's an experience of, yeah, hoping to get to wish on a banner just to get Bennett, for instance. So exploiting the well, the fear of missing out, FOMO to the max for 4 star characters. That's actually shit. That's what I'm aiming for. That's the reason why they don't want to change Spiral Abyss either. They're damn lazy. They don't want to invest the money in this game. That's why. No, there's no power creep. It's the reverse. And there's a reason why they are, well, of course, Spiral Abyss is getting a bit more difficult. But yes, those of us with strong and powerful accounts, we can say, yeah, you know what, Spiral Abyss is kinda easy. And it is for us, because we have the strong characters, we have built accounts, but if you have just started, for instance, half a year ago, I bet you're really struggling, trying to even get to floor 12, maybe. Maybe you do get to floor 12, but you are stuck at 27 or 30 or 33 stars. And someone like Tectone or Mtash, well, Mtash will say, yeah, he has a really strong account, but yeah, I don't have a strong account, and I'm clearing it quite fine, because I do have the right characters. And of course, it is true that you can get your 36 stars with characters that are not as strong, but yeah, you will have to invest more. It will take longer. So poor you who have started this game this year. You're a bit screwed, but you're a bit screwed. You're the screwed pooch. Yeah, and this is about Dendro and reactions, blah 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 blah. Yeah, cap increase. No, no more original resin cap increase. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, and then about so no more resin cap. The world of Terra continues to expand, giving players so many more challenges to complete daily domains, bosses, ley lines. Is there a chance we see a cap increase for original resin or quicker regeneration rate to allow players to take on more of these challenges each day? Domains, bosses and ley lines are important means to farm character and weapon ascension materials, and resins are required to claim these items as rewards. Meanwhile, we are also providing more options for gamers to obtain character development items. For example, many character and weapon ascension materials can be obtained when redeemed from events that we run periodically. Yeah. So it's a hard go fuck yourself and keep on grinding, dumb fuck. That's what Hoyo's telling us. Yeah. To some extent, I agree with some of this, but to some other extent, yeah. It's a bit of a shaft, again, towards the newer players. New players may have been a bit lost when starting the Summertime Odyssey event because they missed Fischl and Mona's first introductions. This also happened when Scaramouche showed up in Inazuma's Archon quest after appearing in the limited time Mondstadt event. Is the team considering adding a way for new players to see or replay old story related content and cutscenes that only existed in past limited time events? We are aware of this issue and are looking into solutions for it. On one hand, stories from limited time events shall never become barriers to understanding and playing Archon quests. I think that's bullshit. They do pose a bit, they do impact the Archon quests. On the other hand, we are also working on beginner tutorial adjustments, client capacity optimization, intelligent management of past content and other optimizations. And as our technology and capacity grow, we hope to have useful solutions that players welcome. So, for the foreseeable future, we cannot expect anything regarding the limited time story that is actually impactful to the overall story to some extent. I understand it to some extent, but yeah, being able to just read it in, for instance, the archive would be quite nice. That shouldn't be too difficult, but yeah, don't expect this within a few patches. Well, a skin for the Traveler. On top of, and this is about this stuff, and this question is about crossovers into Genshin Impact. And currently, nothing is going to happen with that either. Let's take a look at the comments. Put on the Gamespot. To toxic conduct. Yeah. Oh, come on, that's dumb. Thank you very much. Well, how can I say that? Welcome, Wuthering Waves. Hope you don't do the same Hoyo's mistakes in future. Live long and prosper. No, just look at this hurts so much. Just look at my name. I honestly love this game so much, but the future plans are just sad and I feel so extremely bad after reading this. Genshin developers just don't care about their community. They proved it so many times. I still had hopes before I read their plans for endgame and everything else the community runs. But now I honestly feel so depressed. I played Genshin since the release and it's just sad to see. I will quit the game for now and maybe I will come back. Maybe not. I don't know, but this just hurts my heart. If anyone of the developers is reading this, please look at the feedback of the community and change something. Well, just watch and look at the comments. Mtash, Tactone, 1010, the Jeff 77, Smack. Yeah. Just some examples, there are many more videos and comments, and the article is very new, so there will be definitely more negative videos about it. By the way, I searched very long, but couldn't find a single positive feedback video about all of it. I really hope that Genshin will change their way of interacting with the community and feedback, but let's be honest, they won't. That's what I learned after playing for 2 years, and that's also what makes me so sad, because Genshin was very fun and definitely could be fun even over time, but not with these ideas and plans. And I do agree with that. It's kind of sad that this happens. But don't get me wrong, even I am not I was a bit saddened by this, but now I accept it because this is in the line of what they've done for the last so many updates. Repeat the same formula, fix some bugs, release new content, and just keep on doing the same stuff over and over and over and over again, and change some stuff that they think it's important to change. And again, I think their long-term plan is actually to make it more difficult for new players to get to the end content, to beat the end game content in Spiral Abyss. I think that's a plan. I think it's just laziness and them not wanting to spend more time and effort and money on actually improving the game and gameplay. Drive out the old players and get new players in who don't know better. But you know what? With regards to myself, I will stay. I will keep playing this game. Still good enough. I will really curb my spending. I will keep making videos, of course, but I'll see what the direction of this channel will be. And this is something that I already wanted to change regardless of this news. But that's something personal with this channel. For the rest, yeah. I would advise people to just go to this article, go to the relevant to these videos and more videos. Watch them. You might say that, yeah, Mega Nekoi is a bit positive now. It's not that I'm being positive. I'm just being realistic about this stuff, about what Hoyo's plans are. I'm a bit saddened, of course. I mean, there's a change for this game that would improve co-op so greatly, for instance. That would let new players get along quite a bit faster, and would incentivize new players to actually interact with older players and rely on them for an extra boost, and also getting the character materials for even the newest of characters. I mean, if you think for yourself, you know what I'm actually suggesting. I will make a video about that. But yeah, I'm quite sure Hoyo might think about this, they might have thought about this, but they won't implement it. Because I want everyone to have this kind of grind. But you know what? This player who's going to go away, like MTash might also go away for a good amount. Just he is not going to play the game as much as before, because he's really disappointed as well. This will result in people going away from this game, the community shrinking. Hopefully some of the toxic, most of the toxic players will be flushed out. But don't count on that. Toxic parasites have a tendency to stay as long as they are able to. So yeah, I don't have much faith in that. What I do think is that, yeah, I think, and this is a bit of a guess of mine. I do think that maybe Hoyo is testing the waters with this, and if the net effect of this news is that a lot of paying customers are away, and there's a revenue loss, maybe. I'm not saying certain, I'm not saying likely, but quite unlikely, but maybe, depends. But depends on how steep the income loss is. They might say, yeah, you know what? In light of what has happened, in light of how the news was received, and the and the reactions of the player base, we do think that there's a place, for instance, for more combat-oriented endgame, and they might implement even other changes in order to save Genshin and get players back and playing again. That's what I think. I mean, let's be real about this. They are going to lose some customers over this. I will still be doing my teams, etc. I will still be doing my Sparrow-based showcases, but maybe I will shift my focus on some other teams, on something else. I mean, for instance, my Healer Impact Odyssey. I will do that. Yeah. And this last one. Oh yeah, John Field. He said, why not endgame? I will love some endgame. I always ask in the service that I want it. Just makes it even you make your dungeon permanent. I think that's a bit of a problematic implementation, but I don't know. There is other combat events that are also good. Why don't just make it rotate every week or something? So it is not that hard, so please. Well, that's a player that actually does have some nice characters and teams, most likely. But yeah. Yeah, this news. I will curse a bit now. This sucks donkey dick. It's a big, fat donkey dick. I am a bit disappointed. But on the other hand, yeah, well, what do I expect? You know what? Hoyo can choke on a giant, on a really long and thick giraffe cock. Really. Siphoning off or getting billions of dollars and not even catering to a subsection of the game that has generated a lot of interest for this game. Because this game to some extent actually thrives and is kept alive on, yeah, the whole character building, team building, the meta game, doing the Spiral Abyss runs, making characters strong enough for the Spiral Abyss and also for the special events that have combat in them. But if that is it, and there's no permanent, really challenging content where one can actually fail, not just Spiral Abyss, because that's, yeah, the kindergarten playground. Not the big bad boxing ring where you can get punched out. They're really losing the appeal for their game, because as Jeff has said, this game's combat system is really it's real good. It's still real good. What does Hoyo do? Oh no, there's a lot of influx of people who don't really like combat. Okay, let's not cater to those who make Genshin visible. The hardcore players. Like I partly am. They're so dumb! They have needle phalluses for brains. Yeah, I'm actually kind of really pissed off deep inside. No, this shouldn't happen. They're doing all. I'm not saying they're doing all the worst decisions. That's not true. They could have done quite worse, but this is really going into a direction where, yeah, they will lose a lot of credit and a lot of income just by being a bit afraid of actually changing some stuff, by being cheapskates, being afraid, not catering to the part of the player base that actually makes their game work. It's not just the theory crafters, it's also the hardcore players that actually use the theory crafting content, that look at building videos by Slice, by Enviosity, by Moga, by Sevi, and also Zajev. And now some of these people just will pack up their stuff and go elsewhere. And with them, a part of the hardcore community will go away. And with that part, some of the casual players will also go away. I mean, if I was a more casual player, I would say, yeah, you know what, I don't give a fuck about 6 spiral bears. But yeah, if they add more hardcore content, yeah, it's actually nice for those who want to play that. Yeah, I might try my luck there, but I know I'm not going to get far, and if it gets too overwhelming, I can always still stop. I mean, I once was a fucking scrub. I once was below average, I once was a damn casual scrub myself. So, I think this is so dumb. I mean, Hoyo should just get the casual dildo out of their damn arse and make some good content. Fix the game. I mean, for instance, again, what I don't see here is, for instance, anything about co-op, about a permanent good co-op mode. Is that Jeff or another YouTuber? I don't know who talked about it, but yeah, there's a kind of co-op that we already have. Not daily commissions, but the weekly bounties. I mean, scale them up. I mean, something like that, or whatever. Makes also a nice challenge, whatever. But yeah, this sucks. I think this is this is not the end of the game, but yeah, this is not. We're going into a bit of a dark timeline for this game. Catering to casuals is dumb. No, let me rephrase it. It's not the catering to casuals, but it's catering to a certain group of of whiners that don't like hard content. That's dumb. You can have good casual content and good hardcore content. Make everyone happy. But yeah, again, this sucks. And the thing is, other than making this video, I can't do anything. I can only recommend people, yeah, you know what? Hey, if you like the game, play it. It's still real fun and real great, but yeah, expect to have a grind, yeah? More challenging experience if you really do it for in order to get to Spiral Abyss and get yourself those 36 stars. But actually that shouldn't be your first priority when you start this game, unless you are someone who thinks, yeah, you know what, I heard about this game called Genshin, and there's some there's this it's an anime style action RPG, and it's based upon Breath of the Wild, and it also has some really impressive end game, and I wanna beat that. If you actually start the game just for that, good on you. Go ahead. But if not, well, just play it because you think, hey, I've given it a few hours, and hey, I'm hooked. I like it. I think it's a fine game to play. And I'll see wherever I strand. I mean, if you are in any way interested in the game, you think, yeah, you know what, I just want to try this. Just do so. If you think it's nothing for you after playing it for a few hours, yeah, just put it away and do something else. And if you are a veteran player and you are just looking for an excuse to quit, that's a good time. Most likely you have already quit because, yeah, I mean, there are certain things that the game will not provide for you, and you will have to seek that somewhere else. If you just hope to get some end-game content, well, maybe it's better for you to just get your entertainment and your play experience somewhere else. And yeah, for someone like me, I mean, there's always something else that I can do in this game. I mean, I'm currently doing my healer impact thing. I'm raising a Sino. I'm raising a lot of characters and doing a lot of stuff currently. Doing the story quests, exploring the new desert region of Sumeru. So, actually, I'm satisfied with the game. I'm a bit pissed off and sad because of this news that there is no more, at least for the foreseeable future, will be no good new endgame content other than the Spiral Abyss refreshes, but yeah, that's what we already had. And it is as it is. If you wanna take a break, just do so. You wanna quit the game, quit. You've got better things to do. If you want to keep on going, just keep on going. I mean, if you want to spend hundreds of dollars for some characters that will come, maybe Nahida, maybe Dehya, and you think, yeah, I mean, it's a bit sad news, but yeah, you know, I still want my Dehya. Well, do that. Or otherwise, I do advise not spending too much. And that was that. This was this. And I'm also a bit spent. It has been nearly 80 minutes talking about this article and, well, what I think about it, why I think Hoyo did some stuff. I mean, I would advise you to go to this article, look at the comments here, and watch some of these videos as well. I would advise you to watch the to watch the YouTube video by Erotic Walrus, because he also has some unique insights, which I mostly agree with, actually. The reasoning he does give is quite sound, but I think I also have some insights that paint a bigger and more complete picture, in addition to all these other videos, including the one by Erotic Walrus. And you've had some nice and entertaining. I have had a nice and entertaining experience making this video. Oh, I'm getting so tired, and my mouth is getting dry by talking so much. See, I needed some water. Anyway, have a nice time and see you later. Bye.